Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Fraisier. Let's begin. To start on the recipe, you'll want to start with the genoise cake. So grab yourself a mixing bowl and place in your eggs, then whisk them together over a medium-high, working back to a high speed, and then you'll want to whisk until the volume of the eggs has quadrupled. Once you have achieved that, you can then go ahead and slowly but surely add in your sugar, sprinkling it over a little at a time in a pretty consistent feed. Once you've added the sugar, you can add in some flavouring. So I'm using vanilla bean paste, but feel free to use extract or leave out completely. It's an optional feature. Then you want to go ahead and add in the dry ingredients and passing them through a sieve first to remove any lumps that may be in the dry mix, as it is quite common. And then using a metal spoon, you'll want to carefully fold the flour into the egg mixture, and it will take you a short while and it will feel like you've been mixing it for about 20 hours by the end. And you do lose a bit of volume, but don't worry, this is completely normal. You do want the flour to be fully incorporated. Then you can go ahead and take a cake tin which has been lined with parchment paper and carefully pour in the cake batter into the tin. You won't need to level it as it will level itself out. I will leave all baking time and temperatures in the blog post link below. Once the cake has had time to bake and cool completely, you can then start to use it. So remove the parchment paper from the sides and the base of the cake, and then you'll want to level the cake off. I always find using a cake leveler the best way to do this, as that's what I personally like, but feel free to use a knife or whichever method works best for you. You will just want to level the cake into two parts, or you can remove the top like I have and then level it in half so you'll have two consistent layers. So to make the filling for the Fraisier, you'll want to grab yourself a saucepan and into it place all of your milk, followed by the vanilla, and then just mix that together until it's combined. Once this is mixed, you can then place it on the hob over a medium heat and grab yourself another bowl, and into the bowl place in your egg yolks and sugar and whisk the two together until they are lighter in colour and consistency. Just whisk until the mixture is this kind of pale yellowy orange colour. That's what you're looking for, you don't need to take it no further. Then into the egg mixture you can go ahead and sift in your flour. Then you can go ahead and just whisk in the flour until it's fully incorporated into the egg mixture. This is what will stabilise and thicken the mixture, so do make sure it's fully incorporated. Then you can add in around a third of your hot milk and just whisk that in until it's fully combined. This will help temper the mixture, so when you add the rest it will not scramble. Then slowly but steadily add in the milk, whisking consistently until the milk is fully incorporated. You can then go ahead and transfer the mixture back from the bowl into the saucepan and then place back on the hob over a medium heat. But this time you'll want to make sure that you are continuously stirring the mixture as it will start to thicken, and once it does start to thicken it will thicken very quickly. So I swapped from a big balloon whisk to a little more handheld whisk, and as you can tell, within minutes of it being back on the hob it starts to thicken, but you want to make sure that it's properly thick before you take it off the heat. Once your creme pat has thickened enough, you can grab yourself a bowl and into the bowl pour the creme pat before you cover it with cling film. This just prevents the skin from forming and ruining the mixture. That's not what you want when you've put all of that time into it. Once you've made your creme pat and you've covered it with cling film, you'll want to allow it to cool completely, but then once it's cool you can place it into the fridge if you're not going to use it straight away. But I recommend making it on the day or the day before you intend to use it. So here is what the creme pat looks like once it's completely cool and it's been in the fridge for a couple of hours, so this is much later on in the day. Now you can just go ahead and whisk the creme pat just until it's more spreadable and not so thick, as that's not what you're looking for with this mixture. You'll want to also add in some butter and just whisk that in until it's fully incorporated. If it looks a little bit loose, don't worry, it does firm up once in the fridge. So to start the assembly of this cake, you'll want to take your 2 layers of cake and just brush them over with some simple syrup, which is lemon flavoured, but feel free to just make it plain if you don't want to use the lemon flavouring. Take the cake tin that you bake the cake in, ensuring it's clean, and cover with cling film. Then place in your first layer of cake on the base of the tin and just press it in so it's all there properly. Then take your strawberries, which should all roughly be around the same size, and place them around the edge of the tin so you can't, so it's like a wall around it. This will help keep the filling in. Then you'll want to take the creme pat filling that you made earlier on and just pipe it up in between the strawberries, and this doesn't take very long. A piping bag makes this much easier. With the remaining creme pat you can then just pour it into the centre and it should just level its way out a little bit, but you will need to use something else to level it out. I'm using my crank palette knife, but feel free to use a spatula or whatever you have. Once it's smooth, you can then go ahead and place on the second layer of cake, and you'll just want to press it down just a touch, not too much, as you don't want to ruin the Fraisier at this point. So to finish the Fraisier off, you'll want to take a small amount of marzipan, which you've coloured whichever colour you like. I went with this green colour, and just rolled it out until it's big enough, and you only want it to be a thin layer, you don't want a super thick layer. Just cut out your circle and place on top. So just before you place the marzipan on top of the sponge, you'll want to just brush it over with a light coating of apricot glaze. Then you can place it on top and secure it in place, then place it into the fridge. So thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again on Thursday with another video for you, so tune in. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description, there'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog and links to all my social media, so don't forget to go and follow me over on there. That's all for today, hope you enjoyed, bye guys.